Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making tomato marinara and rice pasta, gluten-free. So we're going to be using brown rice organic pasta. This is the secret ingredient here. We've got prepared artichoke hearts. They're California style. You can make artichokes from raw. A lot of my recipes I'm trying to keep under 20 minutes, so this helps. They are still fresh. They've just been marinating in this sauce in here. I've got a little tiny bit of Trader Joe's organic tomato basil pasta sauce. This sauce is really good if you don't have time to make sauce from scratch. Just make this sauce and add in a jar of artichokes. However, I've just got a tiny bit in the bottom of the jar left, you see there. So we're just going to add it for flavoring. The other great thing about this sauce, this particular tomato basil, is you can take it and put it on a piece of gluten-free bread, and you have pizza. It tastes like pizza, and it's really, really good. Alright, we've got a fresh tomato. I'm only going to use one tomato. Feel free to use as many fresh tomatoes as you like. Instead of fresh tomatoes, today I'm going to be using a can of tomato sauce. I recommend fresh if you have the time. And I'm also going to be using a can of crushed roasted with garlic tomatoes. Now yes, these have been cooked and roasted, so they've lost some of the nutrients, hence me adding in the fresh tomato. If you have the time, add in the fresh tomato. Alright, for the good stuff, we've got carrot mush. This is what's left over after you make a carrot juice here. It's all the extra mush. Add in as much as you like. It gives the sauce kind of a bolognese texture because it's real thick. We add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. This is for the carrot mush. Worcestershire sauce is how I keep carrots from being sweet. Carrots have a tendency to be sweet. You mix that with the tomato sauce. Sometimes that gets a little bit sweet for your pasta. Add Worcestershire. We've got our fresh chopped garlic, which is awesome. Alright, let's get started with the sauce. Alright. We're going to start out with our can of crushed tomatoes. Please recycle your cans if you can. We're going to add in our carrots. Since we're adding in our carrots, we're just going to do a couple little squirts of Worcestershire. Not too much, not too much. Okay. I'm going to add the tomato sauce. Yeah. This stuff tastes like ketchup. No sugar. I made sure I got the one with no fructose and no sugar. You don't want sugar in anything. That's why we're making the marinara as opposed to just buying a jar of marinara. It's because most jarred marinara has sugar in it. Turn the bottles around and read the ingredients and you will see they have sugar! And you don't need sugar because this one from Trader Joe's does not have sugar and it's delicious. It tastes really good. So, but we're going to make one that's even better. I'm just going to set this over here for right now because we need to chop up this tomato. Now, I'm not going to put the tomato in the blender. I'm going to say tomato top to the dogs. Here you go, puppy. Alright. Now, tomato I like to chop and serve on top of the pasta at the end. I like to just have some diced tomatoes to throw on top of the dish when it's done. So we're going to chop these up and we're going to put these in the container that the carrots were in, just so we have them on hand. Alright. Awesome. Good stuff. Chopped garlic. The label says mustard. This is not mustard. This is garlic. I chop up my own garlic and store it in a jar. I like to reuse all my jars. I like to reuse my jars. It's good. I'm putting 2 big, huge spoonfuls. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of garlic. The garlic is really good. We're leaving the artichokes out till later. We're not going to put them in the blender. Alright. Put this bad boy on. And let's turn her on. It's going to be loud for a minute. We're going to need some black pepper too. Forgot about that. Main reason you're blending it, everything is already in a pasta, pardon me. Everything's already in a saucy liquid condition, so we don't have to blend it for too long. The main reason we're blending is to get an even mixture of everything, and secondly, to break up the garlic, because we're not marinating the sauce. Some of the tomatoes have already been marinated, but we don't want to marinate the sauce anymore because we want to keep whatever nutrients are still in there. So we're going to chop up the raw garlic, and that will evenly spread the flavor of the garlic. When you chop garlic raw in the blender too, it gets really spicy, so keep that in mind. My dad really enjoys spicy marinara, so I'm trying to accomplish that for him. I'm also going to add, if you are a spicy person, you like spice, I'm going to add a little bit of chili powder. A little bit goes a long way. It's up to you. Don't add too much or else you're going to lose that Italian flavor. Another thing that's good to add, if you're dealing with a sauce that doesn't have enough flavor, you can get a pizza seasoning sauce. A pizza seasoning grinder. It's basically just got garlic, bell pepper, onion, and basil in here. So that tastes... I use this when I'm making pizza. Pizza, I take a slice of gluten-free bread, I put it in the toaster, and I put some marinara sauce on top of the bread, and I sprinkle some pizza grinder seasonings on top, and it tastes really good. And you just heat it up in the toaster oven. Toast the bread, put the sauce on, put it in the oven. My toaster is an oven. I have a toaster oven 2-in-1. $20 little awesomeness. Ugh. If anybody wants to know what we're listening to, that is Grouch. He is part of the Living Legends. Thank you, Grouch, for the positive vibes, the positive music that helps me live my life the way I want to live my life. Thank you to everybody from the Living Legends. You guys are all dope. I'll try to give props to all the people that were playing in the background in every video. Music is the inspiration of life. It's love. Alright. We're pretty blended. This is a pretty high power blender, so it doesn't take that long. We're good to go. You can always taste it, make sure that there's enough garlic, there's enough pepper. It's actually really good. I'm going to add just a little bit more garlic, but I'm going to add another big spoonful of garlic, but I'm not going to chop this spoonful up. I'm just going to mix this spoonful in whole. Alright. So, we have our sauce. Beautiful, awesome, looks the same, doesn't look much different. We're going to put it in our pan. Move our garlic out of the way. Get it all out of there from the back. You can go ahead and dump it into a container to store in the fridge. I'm going to store it in this pan in the fridge. I'm going to be eating it later this evening. Alright. Now here, this is the fun part. Okay. We have our jar of California-style artichokes. I like California style because there's a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, and there's some herbs in there. Wow, I really hope I can open sesame jar. Really sealed tight for freshness. Awesome. These are local. They're local artichokes from California, prepped California style. Now you don't just want to dump the whole jar in because there's a lot of liquid in here with artichokes. So you want to scoop them out. You get some liquid, that's okay. It's good flavor, it's not going to hurt anybody. But you don't want to dump the liquid in because it'll affect your sauce and make your sauce runnier than desirable. So scoop them out. They're usually in pretty big chunks like this. Get all these big chunks out. Now don't discard the sauce. Hold on to the sauce. I use the sauce in some of my recipes. Hold on to the jar. When you're done with the sauce, wash the jar, reuse the jar to store things. It's better to store things in glass than Tupperware. And it's better to recycle glass than just throw it away. I mean, how many years ago, how expensive was a jar like this? Think of it. 100 years ago, a jar like this would be a lot more expensive. It was not easy to get glass things. We live in such an industrialized world that it's beautiful that we have all these things that, you know, at our disposal. We have all the dishes we want. In fact, we're throwing away dishes. We're throwing away items that would have been cherished by our ancestors. So I'm cherishing. Mother Nature made this jar for me and I love it. I'm going to reuse it. Sound a little crazy? It's all good. It's not crazy. It's the truth. Okay. So I'm going to use a fork. And sometimes I use a knife, but you just want to separate the artichokes. Separate them, pull them apart. They're in big clumps, so just kind of pull them apart so they're evenly spread throughout your sauce. Yeah. We're using artichokes, and these California style artichokes are delicious. I love them. Alright. Got a piece of artichoke, piece of sauce. Mmm. It's so good. Sauce is done. We're good to go. You see that? That was a huge pot of sauce. You got sauce forever. You can use this sauce to make pizza. You can use this sauce to make pasta. You can use it to make soup. You can do whatever you want with it. I recommend pasta. Brown rice pasta. All you gotta do is turn on your water, get it up to boiling, grab a handful of pasta, throw it in the pan for 15 minutes, pull it out, and give yourself a heaping portion of healthy pasta sauce right here. Now, what I like to do when I serve this, I like to chop up some spinach finely and throw some spinach on top of the pasta in the end, along with the tomato that we diced. I'm not going to be eating the pasta right now. I'm going to be eating it later this evening, so I'm not going to serve it. But I showed you guys how to make it, so make it, serve it however you want, enjoy it, change the recipe up however you like, add more carrots, add more this, add that, make it your own, be healthy, and let's do gratitude. I am grateful for YouTube. I'm grateful for the ability to post videos freely on the internet. I am grateful for Pandora Radio and the ability to freely listen to music via internet. And I am grateful for all conscious MCs with moral priorities and ethical responsibilities. And I'm grateful for a world human family. And I'm grateful for nutrition. And I'm grateful for you taking the time to change your diet the way I did, because it's changed my life. I feel so much healthier, I feel so much happier, I feel stronger, it's crazy, I feel younger. I have found the fountain of youth, ladies and gentlemen, and it's spinach.